All right, for our last video, we're going to talk about how to change. Hopefully, you feel very powerful. You can change basically anything that you want to, and I'm going to show you how to go about doing that. About understanding some of the intricacies of the matplotlib sort of maybe the axes. We don't want it to be black. Maybe you want the tick marks to do something different. Maybe you want the font to be something different. There's a whole lots of things that you can change. And the idea is to let you know that those things are out there. Now, are you going to do this on every single graph? No. Usually you're just going to take the one that comes out. But I don't want to limit you on, you can only do the things that are sort of the norm. All right, so we got the code over here. Again, I'm just gonna run this code and we're gonna talk through it. So I have import again. Stop the video. Go to the Jupyter Notebook. Check out some of the code. You can run it yourself. The first thing I did was I just imported matplotlib and NumPy, and then I told it to give me the available styles. I will tell you that you can use any of these styles that you want. So for example, the classic is what we generally use, but let's sort of see what happens. So that's what the graph looks like before I choose a style, and then I can come back up and go here. Let me go look at the available one again. If not, I'm just going to choose one. ggplot is one that's used in R a lot, and so I'm going to come up here and say Control V, plt.style. .use, and then now let's see what it looks like. And so the difference is this to this, right? And so now we can, I don't know, let's do another one. Seaborn maybe. Control C, Control V. That's a Seaborn. Maybe we have Seaborn Deep. I don't know. I'm just sort of randomly choosing these. Find one that you like and use it. If you want to change it, right? So that's Seaborn Light didn't change very much. Let's do 538. I think that's a good one. We'll change up some of the colors. All right, so 538 does look a little bit different. Let's see. Let's do one more. BMH. I sort of tempted to do one of these, but I don't know. I think BMH is a good one. I think. Yeah, you can see that it just changed. I mean, there's some of the things that changed in there. I'm not going to worry about it. Anyway, find one you like, use it, or don't. And I'm going to change this back to classic. That's ugly. So so we're going to talk about these today, but I'm going to reset the RC parameters update. So this command here, I'm going to bring it up, Control V. I'm going to reset it, and F9. Garbage. Okay, so I'm going to restart the kernel. I just don't like that background, the thing that's doing on the outside. So I restarted the kernel, and let's see what that looks like now. So I gotta F9. I'm gonna get rid of this classic stuff. I want the graph to look sort of like it generally looks like. Okay. Oh, that's why it wasn't changing any of the colors, because I told it to be a medium sea green and a Dodger blue. So that's why when I was looking for some of the colors that changed, it didn't do that. All right, let's look at the keys here, right? So this is what's going to allow you this plt.rc parameters.keys is going to be what's going to allow you to sort of do anything that you want to do. All this is a dictionary, and it tells you exactly sort of what you can and cannot change about it, and it's basically everything. You can do the face color, the axes, you can do the box plot, figure.fig size. We can make, if it's 64, obviously we know how to change the fig size, but you could have it changed for every single one of your graphs without having to do that fig size equals. You could do the fonts. We can change it to comic. That's my favorite. You can change the font size, and we'll do that here in a second. But So this is sort of, see what this looks like. That's the regular graph. And now what we're going to do is, if you see here, we're going to change the font family to this thing called Fantasy. And if you looked up this thing, Fantasy font, font family, font Fantasy. There it is, Comic. So that Comic is the first one on there. All right, so we're going to change that to Fantasy. We're going to change the label size, axes label size. We're going to change that to 5. What does that mean? It should mean that the label on the axes are going to be really, really small. I'm going to change the title size, axes.title size. I'm going to change that to huge. So this thing should be really big. And that looks about, and then we reset them, right? I don't want it to stay that way forever. So then we just reset. So let's see. All right, so you can see that it's Comic. You can also see that these are got really, really small. And this would be, if I didn't hit this part right here where I told it to update, it would be that for every single graph. All right, the next one down here is the font family. Again, Fantasy. Looks like I like the Comic. We're going to change the label color. So axes.label color. Again, one of the things inside here is label color. We could change the text color too. Axes label color, edge color. So I'm going to change the edge color of the axes to purple. I'm going to change the tick color to orange, the X tick color to orange, and the Y tick color to red, and so on and so forth. So you can kind of see what's happening here. So we hit F9. It's certainly not something that I would recommend. However, I'm just showing you that you can definitely make many of these changes. So why is this blue? Oh, axes.label color is blue. There it is. And then I changed the X tick color to orange. So that's stuff down here. I got the Y tick color to red, which is up here. And we know the font family is that Fantasy, that Comic. Okay, so that's graph number 3. The next thing that I want to show you is how to change your labels, anything that you sort of write on the graph, how to change it into LaTeX. And so right now, it would be nice if this were an actual X squared, right? So that's the idea. And you come down, 150 is going to be the DPI. So obviously I'm going to make that thing a little bit bigger. And then we see this R. So you got F strings, these are R strings. So these R strings allow you to format things. So anything inside the $sign is going to be seen as a LaTeX, and it's going to interpret it that way. So if we ran this, we would see that it's kind of big. So I'm going to move it over a little bit. And you can see some of the LaTeX. So that's X. So I was just showing this for demonstration purposes. Sign of X is right there. X to the power 2 gives you that sucker. And then you can probably see the Y axes, right? So Y label is alpha, delta. Capital delta is that one. Lowercase delta is obviously it's right there, something different. And then it's C, right? So you got the Kasi Greek letter. And then on the X label, for demonstration purposes, you see I got the section, so long arrow, so demonstration long arrow, /S is that section thing right there. And then long arrow again with a lowercase l is that arrow. And then you can see the sum, and I put I is equal to 0 to n. Yeah, so you can do anything that you can do in LaTeX, you can do it in the on the labels. You can do it in the legend. You can do it on the main label. You can do it kind of wherever you want to. So that's really all I wanted to show you for this thing. The fact that if you can just print these things out, the keys, you can kind of see all of the different options that are available to you. You have plenty of things that you can change. And oh, by the way, when you change them, it'll stay that way. So it's kind of like inventing your own style. Anyway, hopefully you got something out of this. Hopefully you're feeling empowered by this, and you're not just sort of married to whoever came up with this whenever they started Matplotlib. You can sort of be very creative. Okay, we'll see you next time.